how the 49ers will use Charles Omenihu. Apparently, he likes his name to be pronounced Omenihu, or so I've heard. I'm not. We're gonna have to get that confirmed. So okay, we got that. Also, number 59, kind of interesting. He's an inside-outside player. What position is he going to play? I think he's going to be an edge guy. I think that what they're thinking here is with Kinlaw out, Armstead is now moving permanently to defensive tackle for the rest of the season. And I don't think they want Samson Ebukam starting at defensive end full-time against all teams. I mean, there are certain teams that he might match up well, but maybe they're like, maybe a big reason we couldn't stop the run against the Bears is we had a really light D end out there. So I think what they're going to do is have Omenihu start at D end, and on pass rush downs, he'll probably move inside with Armstead. But I think that's how it's. I think he's basically the new Armstead. Armstead's the new Kinlaw, which means Armstead's a new Buckner, and now Omenihu's the new Armstead. D end on first down and second down, and D tackle on third.
Yeah, I've heard some really good defensive ends in their career say, "I'm not a pass rush specialist. I'm a defensive end. I set the edge. I'm not one of these new wave."
That's what Armstead says. That's what Armstead says. When he got the contract, first thing he said was, "My goal is to be the best run defender at the D end in the league." No, sir. No. That's not what they're paying you to do. I hated that.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I think with Ebukam, what he is more of a pass rush specialist because he does not set the edge as well. And no matter how physically strong you are, the wear and tear of the game, it just comes down to sometimes you just need to occupy your space. And that's why those guys up there are so big sometimes.
He's a really small at the end. He's a really
right. And so he's more about getting after the quarterback, being disruptive, maybe being able to drop back a little bit. But Omenihu, as he pronounces it, I think he's going to be a guy who just occupies his space a little bit more. And and maybe that's, like you said, maybe the 49ers said, look, Ebukam is great, but we need to use him situationally as a pass rush specialist, not a defensive end. There is a difference philosophically.
And that's what they signed him to. Like, they never signed him to be the starting DN. They always wanted it to be Armstead.
Rotational piece.
Right. They always wanted Armstead to be that starting DN and Kinlaw to start in the middle. But now that Armstead is a starting 3 technique, I don't think they were comfortable with Ebukam now just becoming a starter. They didn't do well against the run at all against the Bears. And I think they felt we're going to get trampled. This 27th ranked run defense is going to be ranked even worse if we don't make a move. So this, to me, I know he's got like some good pressure rates as a pass rusher, but he should really help the run defense on the edge early on, and then he'll be like a little bit of like a pocket pusher on third down.
I think the 49ers need to acknowledge the division they're in as well. I think Fields reminded them the horror of people like Kyler Murray. And I think that just kind of gave them the reality check. So this might be a really savvy move by the front office. We'll see how it pays out in dividends, but it does seem like a kind of an under the radar, kind of solid pickup for the Niners. It's not particularly flashy, but it addresses, as you said, a need. Because Ebukam is a guy who can become a liability in the run game if they target him. And if they're pulling the guard and they're pushing his direction, they can get to the secondary really fast through a guy like that.
And remember, Ebukam came from the Rams, who were running a 3-4 defense, and he was an outside linebacker setting the edge. That's different than being a defensive end setting the edge. I mean,
he's high motor. He's about speed. He's about being disruptive. He's not necessarily about being a lineman.
Yeah, his lack of size will be a big detriment on the D line, and that's why they're moving him out of there. They want him anyway. That's the deal with Charles Omenihu. I think he's going to start in this game.